TV on. You understand this too. This is very short.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, let me say this to you too. I call it, Kyle. I call it to it. You know, so I try to get a feel of, you know, where you are on the field. That Notre Dame shot was inside the 1 yard line right there. And it was another great goal line stand that led to a win against Notre Dame at that entire stadium. What can I get? Okay. This is a 2-knee run. We're like this. 1 knee, 2 knee, climb. Okay? And it's in the gap. You couldn't do it one time on the gap.
Kyle, just get in the front row.
Kyle, between the lines, please.
What did Bill say? Come on up, Kyle. Kill it over here, Kyle. And the whole thing, guys, on the 2-knee run is we're talking about penetrate climb. Okay? That staggered foot is first. Step.
Step and then drop to a knee.
Drop the knee. Just, well, you run on the knee. You run on the knee. Boom.
Okay.
Here's the second knee. And when the second knee hits, I start climbing.
Now I gotta move this hand,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
Now the other one, then climb. Yeah. And the thing we're thinking is penetration and climb. In that goal line stand right there, they ran a lead play, Notre Dame did. And the right gap guy, big gap guy, penetrated and climbed and tackled the lead back and left back undressed, and both linebackers hit him right in the damn face. But that penetration, and well, I learned it at Alabama years ago. Coach Donahoe was famous for it. They even had a field defense where they ran. You know, where they penetrate and climb with a 1-3 stacked.
Coach, are you penetrating through the gap? Or
Yes, gap.
Gap.
Yeah, and I cut his knee. I think about cutting his knee. And we put the 2A gap defenders there, and we talk about 2-knee run and cutting his knee. I've seen the centers do this right there. You know, but it's really good. We led the NFL the whole time I was there in goal line defense. And I think that technique is one of the things that really was helpful to us too. And I said it last night, and I don't mean this braggadocious, but good goal line defense has followed my ass everywhere I've been. And I really think, first of all, I did a clinic one time on goal line defense because we had a really great year. And when I got done, there's a guy in the front row. I said, anybody got any questions? He said, Coach, now tell us what you really do. And I said, shit, that's it. I know it sounds simple. But here's the thing, too, about goal line. I think goal line is a state of mind. That goal line stand against Notre Dame, I go back to it again. One of the 2 techniques came out of the game, and he walked by me. This is the honest to God truth. He walked by me, he said, you ain't filming this, right?
Yeah,
This is pretty close, I think, where we were. And look, I call it choreographing. There's a boy named Jerry Sullivan. Y'all ever know Jerry? He was with the Chargers for a while. Receiver coach. One of the best I've been around.
Yeah.
Okay? But you know, receiver coaches, what I tell them, shit, I can
Will we rewind a little bit? Or?
rewind just a little bit, I think we did this is read attack. And the reason I did this is read attack, which means, yeah, right here. This is read attack. This is base. I think we looked at this play. And this is 2 gap. And you know, I told you last night, I call it read attack because I don't want to call it read reaction. And this is Bo Davis putting an ass whipping on that Georgia center. Okay, that was another film we saw. Here's a 2 technique. Okay, back one time, please. There's a 2 technique playing the reach block. Now, what I like is, even though we're playing read attack, he strikes the New York guard. And this is a no-gain football play. And there's no reason you can't do it. Now this is a cutoff on a 4 technique or a 2-gap player. And watch the Florida tackle. Okay, so I don't see nothing soft about that. I believe that tackle would agree with me. And I don't see no catching going on there either. So don't let them tell you, you play 2-gap and you're soft. And you play 2-gap and you're catching. Jackie Sherrill once told me, he said, I don't know how in the hell you teach them to catch people and then throw them off. And I said, well, I work for you, but that ain't what we teach them. But 2-gap has a place, I think. I'm not trying to say, I just think it has a place, and it has a place also in your passing defense. Okay, let's go. We did this last night. So I'll go through this fast. The width, I think, is really good on those guys. Some of this stuff is a little bit overlapped naturally. That's a sled 2-gap. You saw this one late, 5 late. You saw this one right here. Stab him off, press him, pop your feet. And I don't mean just run in place. Push on the damn blocker. Okay, press the blocker as you locate the football. Happens to all of us. Whip the blocker. Focus leaves off the blocker and goes to the ball carrier. He's doing what he's supposed to do, and he walks your ass off the ball. It's happened. It happens to linebackers. It happens to everybody. It happens to DBs. Press the blocker as you locate the football. Stop it just a minute, please, Coach. One of the things, I work on that release drill, and you'll see it just a minute. I work on a release drill up there at Atlanta with those kids. And then I work the release drill, and then I pair them up, and we do the gap responsibility drill. And these are college seniors, okay? And the first thing I noticed, as soon as I put a back in there, they lost all the focus. Lost all the focus. Now, we did it Thursday before I left, and it was good. But I've had to work on these guys, keeping your focus, staying tough on the blocker, pressing the blocker as you locate the ball, and then not losing your focus to think about the ball carrier. Okay? And the other thing, if you'll notice, we'll stand up over this. If you'll notice this, Bill and I were talking about this yesterday morning. We never look over the blocker. We look over the blocker, your legs have a tendency to get straight. When your legs get straight, you lose your leverage. So if you notice these guys, we peep into the gap. We got our face in the gap, but we peep into the gap, not this. Okay, I think that's important. The other thing I think is good is the little, I don't know where I copied it off from, I don't know where the hell I've been saying so long. Eyes lower than the blocker's eyes. And so if those eyes, if you realize that his eyes are lower than mine, I want to drop my ass. Now you and I can talk to each other about leverage, but that ain't the way I talk to them. But they understand eyes lower than the blocker's eyes. Because that's a reference point on the field. What I've tried to do, guys, over the years is take reference points. Nose on the inside ear hole. That's what I tell that son. On the reach block, when he is expanding C, nose on the inside ear hole. Eyes pop back inside. That just gives him a place I want him to be. I don't want him to be too far in here, Will, because he's going to get reached. The guy's going to work his hips on him. So if I keep that nose on that inside ear hole, that way I can expand to C and pop my eyes back in here. You with me? Yeah. So keep running that, please. Y'all know how I feel about the fit drill, though. This is the basis of playing good run defense to me. I mean, it ain't part of it. It's the basis of it. Keep going, Coach. We did this. This is your boy Vic making that. This is the one that we were talking about last night when Victor told me. I just get such a kick out when they say, "Man," he said, I thought about it. That's just like that drill, just like that gap responsibility drill, and it is. Watch this shrug release right here. of slow mo. He snatches him out of his damn shoes. We talk about a violent release. Violent release. Ugh. This is nice. Watch this one. Run that back one time. That's a big time play right there. Here's his gap. See, I try to play two gaps from one gap alignment. Why not? But you know, now here's one right here. This is a two technique guy. And this is the biggest guard on earth. I'm telling you, it's the biggest. He is humongous. And when we get prepared for this ball game, we play in a two gap here because we want this guy out of the box quick. Okay? So we really got him kind of out of, here's a two gapper, that's a heavy 9, and there's a two technique. So he really didn't have an inside gap responsibility because we're playing two gappers. Okay? We're probably thinking boot and trying to get him over there. Okay? All right, now, we're getting ready to play this game against Dallas, and Jim, God bless him, says to me, Pete, I won't put Mike in that two gap situation much because I know big ass here, and Mike ain't very big. And I said to him, I said, Jim, don't worry about Mike's ass. He'll be all right. Find something else to worry about because he'll be all right. All right, so they run this play in the game. It's going to be big gap, no game. I think there's another couple of shots of it here. Okay, run that one back one time, please. Here's that cutoff drill that we did too. Watch him use these hands. See him take those legs? Keep going, Coach. I think there's another view of it right there.
Yeah, Coach.
Yeah.
When it's two gap, does he have a primary and a secondary gap?
Reach, he's got B.
Like,
Cutoff, he's got A. So he's got two primaries.
if it's a base,
Base, he's got both. Remember that nose a while ago?
there's not a primary or secondary.
They're really not. It just depends on the blocking scheme. Okay? Here's block release right here. Now, let me remind us what we're talking about again. We're talking about the process in defeating run blocks. This film is like being heard. It's a damn epic. Okay? But it's, okay, go ahead. Now look, here's the key right here. This is what I want to, back it up one time, please. Here's the key right here, I think. I saw you give me an amen a while ago on that thing right here. Here's the way I start teaching block reaction right here. Don't put no damn ball in there. Because they just like you, they want to make the play. So my theory is I work without a ball till I feel comfortable with it, and then I put a ball in there. Okay? Because I want them to defeat the block first. Okay? So here's just a couple practice shots. Cut off block on the outside shade. See that nose behind the ear hole right there, Kyle?
Yeah.
Here's the inside. Nose on the inside ear hole, too high, but nose on the inside ear hole. Here's a zero technique. This is Henry Thomas, one of the best that ever played the game. Now it's playing slow right there. Hold on just a minute. I'll show you what I do on that because you might like that. Okay. Here, right here. I'm a zero. If I play him fast, it means that I got A gap to this side on reach. I got A gap to that guy's side, okay? And the linebacker is going to scrape the fit. All right? If I play him slow, we make a slow call. Any reach, he reaches me this way, I'm going to play the back door. He reaches me that way, I'm going to play the back door. Now the linebacker knows I'm playing slow, he's got to play fast. Okay? So we play it from zero, but we play it two concepts. Okay, now here's the thing too, we were talking about this last night. If I'm playing zero, where's Will? If I'm playing zero, Will, and this guy either works this way or this way, I can't be coming up the field, step that way for me, Sean. I can't be coming up the field because I'm gonna get on the back door of this guy. So when we play fast with the nose, it's just like the 7 technique. Now if he reaches this way, I gotta do just what Mike did right there. If he reaches this way, I gotta do this. But the linebacker's playing the back door. I'm gonna play attack, react. Now Kyle works this way, I'm up the field, now I'm gonna hang the back door. And the linebacker's he's gotta play faster over the top. Does that make any sense? Okay. And see, to me that's seven. I mean, it's the same thing. And if you put him too far inside, like Will does, here's what I worry about. I got him inside out, block down, pull the tackle around, you got problems. Butt him in the damn face, whip your hips on him, we got problems. Now, we got support, but we don't have an alley player. That's why expanding the C is so important for the 17. You got my ass reached, okay, fine. But I'm going to expand that damn C up to close the alley between me and support. He's playing slow technique here. Go ahead, please. Playing back door. As you cut off, this is your cut off on your 7. This is just off-season work. And this is your reach on your 7. We saw it on the film last night. Okay. Now put the ball carrier in there. Put the ball carrier in there. I'm comfortable, so I'm gonna put the ball carrier in. That's a 7 technique. Ball inside. 5 technique. Ball inside. This is 2 gap. Watch this. See him come out in hips? Okay. I'm sure you do this, so I won't spend a lot of time on it. I work this a lot with my tackles. Now run it back one time, please. Let me say one thing. In this situation here, what it got the job, I got him with the ends in a 2-on-2 drill. And what I do is I station my ass right there. I got him working right here. Okay? So I can see the 3-on-2 drill, and I can also see the 2-on-1 drill. You with me? By putting my ass right there, I can see both drills. I got the ends backed up. They right here, and they backed up. So while I'm coaching this, I'm also making sure that, because you know whose name's on that defensive line? It ain't his. It is now, but it ain't his. So I want to make sure things are being, even though he's been with me for a while. Okay, it's not that I don't trust him. I just want to make sure that they're hearing what I want them to hear. Okay, so that's the 3-on-2 drill. This is 2-on-1 I do with the ends. Okay, here's your 7 technique. Will, here's your offensive tackle, here's your tight end. We talked about that a little last night. You know, they have to have reaction to blocks. So I do that drill quite a bit. And then with a 5 technique, here's 5. Now this is your offensive tackle, here's your tackle. Okay. So I try to work that 7 and work that 5. And then I'm going to have that pretty well figured what the tight end does, how he does things, if he reverse dicks you, how he does different things. And we'll try to present that in that read drill. Simulation is important.
Now, Coach, on a 7 technique,
Yeah.
if you were going to get the
Back it up one time,
the
please.
tight end to down and the tackle to full, kind of like a tuck pull action, would you have your edge guy cross face come across that block,
Okay, he's going to go down.
or just try to expand that?
Hold it just a minute. He's going to go down, Coach.
Yeah, he's
We'll
gonna
squeeze the
gonna-
shit out. Okay. I don't have to get in there. I can put him in there.
No, if he were to down on the 7 technique and they're going to
Oh,
pull the tackle
okay.
outside, you got him
Him
cross face
here and
right
him
away.
around.
Yeah,
He ain't gonna do that because look at that split right there. Kyle, where's he lined up head up, you see? Hell, ain't no need lining up inside eye on a tight split like that. Okay, so here is what I'm saying to you. If it's a big split, say you guys were there, and you're in a big split, I ain't gonna be head up.
Yeah.
I won't cheat to the inside eye. Alright, so the split determines my alignment. I can be head up 7, or I can be inside eye 7. Alright, but the split, that's what determines it. Okay, now you said if he blocks down on me,
Yeah, I'm gonna block down on the edge.
I'm gonna kick your ass and play inside out on football.
Okay. Gotcha.
Did I answer that?
Yeah, ball's gonna return.
Yeah, now let me tell you, here's another thing. Will and I were talking about this last night. Will, if the guy cuts me off, I don't necessarily have to get in and see him. If he takes a big ass cut off on me, Lane, I'm gonna turn his ass in the gap and make the ball bounce out of the gap. But I'm defending the C, and here's what I tell him. I'm either gonna do it with my body, or I'm gonna do it with his body. Okay, but I'm gonna defend the C. Okay, I like that. You know, please, y'all do say those things and everything, okay? Because that, I think it makes a better exchange. Yeah, Coach.
Are you pointing to the guys how you want them to,
Yeah.
block, and then also, how are you moving? Are you moving them off, is there a ball, are you going off sound? Are you letting them?
His hand. We all work off his hand.
So one guy's gonna move and.
Now, right, his hand is the moving key for everybody. All right. Now, when we do 3-on-2, I have a Nerf ball. Okay, and the center snaps a Nerf ball.
Right.
All right, and the tackles all work off of that. The Nerf ball, why I like the Nerf ball, if you don't follow me, is that guy's not a center, and you don't have a quarterback. He can hold that Nerf ball and snap it and block with it. He just holds it in his hand. Okay? So that Nerf ball is pretty good. That guy with the 5 technique, everybody's working off his hand.
What about with the 7?
Everybody's working off the tight end's hand.
Yeah, and you said you stack them, so obviously they're not all going at the same time, right?
These are the right defensive ends right here. The left defensive end. The right defensive ends are right here.
So you give everybody their assignment at the same time and then run
No,
through, or
I
you
just
one
do
at a
this.
time? Yeah, got it.
And if I don't have the helper, I put the 3-on-2 drill right behind me.
Right.
So it would be like this. It'd be like this. Left defensive ends. Okay, right defensive ends.
So you just have to turn around.
Maximum time. I'll just do this. We get more reps that way without me having to go a long way just
Right.
to see it. Okay. Go ahead. If you got to help with this, another thing. We saw this yesterday. I just think it's just such a hell of a drill. I can give him every damn thing that he can get in that crash 5 position right there. Turn out on him, down block on him, show him pass, draw set him. Shit, I can get him everything he did right. And okay. Block release. Now after we get to our ass whipped, here comes a real important thing, is to release the blocker. Get off the blocker and make the play. Now, you're going to see some of this where we use the arms also. Now, run that one back for me, please, Coach, right here. This boy is a defensive line coach at Syracuse, okay? Somebody now tell me what y'all think. First thing he's going to press the blocker off, okay? He does something that's notable in this picture. Stop it, Coach. Try to stop him at the end. Press the blocker. Keep going a little bit. See him look? Y'all know what he's looking for? That line. Now, granted, he's the guy's become a college football coach and whatever. You know, he's worked his ass off to get where he is. But it's the I want him, and see, I wasn't gonna call him an asshole if he didn't cross that line. He just knows that's important. He's eyeballing that line because he knows that's important. That we wind up with those feet as near to crossing that line as we can. But it's a nice release, and I thought that was we use a swim and shrug. A swim, let me say this to you. We use swim, shrug, and rip. Would you help me, Kyle? Okay, this is something that's important to me.
Got right in the middle.
And it may make sense to you, okay? Swim, when we swim release, we want to pull him across our body, and as we pull him across the body, we reach with that foot for the ball carrier. And we use a one-arm tug and swim across it. That's what you saw several of them do, you've seen already, okay? When we shrug him, we use a two-handed pull, and we step away from him. Okay? It's either a one-handed pull or a two-handed pull. Here's the point. Here's a good point now for me. I hope it's good for you. As long as the ball is in the tackle box, we use a swim or a shrug release. We never use a rip. Right? Because any time the ball is in the tackle box, there's a threat of what? Cutback. Okay? When I use a rip release, I want the ball traveling outside the tackle box. Because now I'm going to turn my body, and I got my outside foot up the field. That makes sense? There's no threat of the cutback. Now, coach, that goes for the linebackers. That's linebacker stuff too. The tackle box and the path of the back tells you how long to stay on the block, how hard to play the block, and that's everything. When he turns those shoulders and he's headed for an angle like this, if it ain't the Reggie Bush down in New Orleans, he ain't gonna cut it back. Reggie Bush will. And get away with it sometimes. But sometimes he doesn't get away with it either. They're not gonna cut it back. They're not, if you're the backside nose, Kyle, hell, they ain't gonna cut it back on you. As long as when his pads are squared, I'm always looking for the cutback. So we swim or shrug, with all in the tackle box. Now, do I care if they swim or shrug? Shit, no. I don't care. It's all about teaching them the technique. Some of them like one better than the other. I don't care what they use. I just want one of those two, as long as it's in the tackle box. Okay. Here's another thing. You see these guys right here? See these guys right here? I insist that they're ready. I want the next people ready to go. You know what I mean? The times you're in them. Now, Trent does this, guys. Come back on that one time, coach. Here's a good example. I froze it where you can see. Back him up just a fuzz. Stab the blocker. Stab it. Boom. Get used to that. Get used to that separation. Use that all the time if you can. Okay? 5 techniques. Nice release. 7 technique. See the swing release?